Now, you may or may not know, and you should know by now because I've gone on about it long enough, I'm developing a drama called Darewood. Now, the vision for this is that it will appear on some kind of online format when it's all done and dusted, and obviously I'd have to get sponsors and such. Now, the bigger dream would be that some big company, the BBC, ITV, Channel 4, would say, wow, this is an amazing idea, let's take it. Now, Darewood is an idea that I've changed so many times. When I was a young man, I called it Bromley, based on where I used to live before I moved to Cyprus. And I called it Bromley Common. I've had different ideas with the same characters. There was one I called Cyprus, there was West Kent College, Friends and Enemies. There was lots of stories I did with these characters. So a few years back, when Lost was really big, I just thought to myself, I love this format of a bunch of strangers being stuck in a place and not knowing why they're stuck there, and really seeing each character's soul unravel every episode, and really chipping away at those characters to see how far they'll go, and if they can keep their sanity in this situation. And also, what I loved about Lost was the element of finding out why they were there, and the mystical and the mysterious elements of it, and actually saying to the audience, we're not going to give you all the answers. You've got to think for yourselves. I think that's something that modern audiences have lost, thinking for themselves. I loved the Life on Mars finale, because even though it was about 70% that he jumps off the building, he's dead. So then you know that while he was in the coma, he's kind of in between the afterlife, and he's in the middle. He's stuck because he's not dead yet. And I think that was a great story. And I thought, but the element was as well, it wasn't dead certain that was the actual answer. And you could kind of, if you like, work it out for yourself and make your own mind up. That's something modern day audiences have lost. I'm on the internet all the time, people moaning, oh, everything wasn't explained, we didn't have a straight, easy, cushy, neat and tidy finish, you know, he didn't kiss her at the end, they weren't together, we didn't know all the answers. That's not the kind of storytelling that I like, and it's certainly not the kind of writer that I want to be. I want to be in a partnership with the viewer, with the person reading the story or watching the story. I want you to do some of the work with me. I don't want you just to sit there and spoon feed you everything. That's boring. That is just so boring. So, if there's anyone still watching this video, Darewood has gone through so many changes, as I said. I'm now going to begin to rewrite it because I've come up with the final concept that I want to do. So what is Darewood? Well, Darewood is a town that's been abandoned, let's say, for 20, 30 years. Now, everyone in this world, in this story I'm telling, believes that Roswell was where the mysterious UFO crashed, and everything stashed in Area 51. But actually, the truth in this story is that the Roswell crash didn't happen. It actually happened in Darewood. And from that alien crash, David Law took an alien body and used it to create the first human alien clone in the town of Darewood. He founded the company Project Clonus. Now, the clone that he created actually is his son, Jimmy Law. Now, Jimmy Law doesn't know he's the first clone, and then what happens is he starts cloning more and more. And what happens by the end of it, he's cloned 75% of the world's children as well. Now, Jimmy Law doesn't know he doesn't know that he wasn't born, he was created. Now we come to the modern era. Now Darewood has become a tourist attraction. It's abandoned. As I said, it's been abandoned for 20, 30 years. And what happened was, because Project Clonus was creating so many clones, some of the clones became rabid, became unpredictable. So everyone had to leave the town. It wasn't safe anymore. So tourists are coming every week, every day. It's become a big tourist attraction, Darewood, because of the rumours that there was a UFO crashing there, and because of what happened with Project Clonus. So what happens next is the latest tourists that come through, this could be their final destination. all of a sudden, as these tourists have explored around Project Clonus and all around Darewood, and even where maybe or maybe not where the UFO crashed, all of a sudden it begins to snow. A strong wind begins, and these mysterious metal-looking walls rise up from nowhere. They are trapped. All the entrances and exits of the town are blocked. They cannot move. So now these strangers, these tourists, these people who have come to explore Darewood are trapped together. But what they don't know, in the wilderness of Darewood, the other clones that David Law created are out there, the rabid ones, the unpredictable ones. And all of a sudden, on these mysterious walls, text comes up on it sometimes. Words appear from nowhere. Some of them are in a language a language not known to man, but some of them appear in different languages of the world, including English. One of the words that appear is "No God." Now, one of the characters will be a priest, a female priest called Janet Moss, who came from nothing on the street. She really, really worked hard to make something of her life, and her faith is everything to her. She has no family. She had very few friends in her actual life. So when she sees these words, "No God," it really messes with her head. Now, a lot of people could be offended by what I'm doing here. I'm not saying there's no God. I don't believe either way. I'm not religious. But what I want to do is take a character, a priest, especially a female priest, because I think that's kind of more interesting to me, and show her these words just appear from nowhere, and all of a sudden it's messing with her head. Is it true? Is there no God? Is everything I believed been a waste of time? Have I wasted my whole life believing in God? It's saying there's no God. We're trapped here. What does it mean? And there's another thing about these walls as well. If you look into them for too long, you start to have visions. You see things, and they don't really. Sometimes it's from their past. Sometimes it's a future or a possible future. And that I took that and did that because I didn't want to do blatant. I didn't blatantly want to rip off the Lost flashbacks. I wanted to do something more interesting. Now, I've only got 10 minutes for this video. I've got so much to talk about. But what I will say as well, a mysterious young lad is found naked. Let's say he's about 12, 13. He hasn't got a name. He can't speak English. At first, he can't talk. And he's found after the walls come up. Who is he? What is he? One thing he can do, he's the only one who's able to touch the walls. And he's able to decipher some of the language that appears on the walls. Now, nobody knows who or what he is, and he's part of the mystery of the show. So that's pretty much the concept of Darewood. I will be doing other videos if anyone's interested, but this is the story. I'm going to start rewriting it, and this is the way I'm going to go with it. I want to write a pilot. I want to get sponsors. I want to do this online. If it became bigger and more, like big channels wanted it, that would be amazing. But hey, there's a million of me writing things and hoping they'll happen. I think, not about being arrogant, I believe in this. I think it's a great idea. Give me some feedback, please. Tell me what you think of my idea, Darewood. And it may not stay as Darewood. It may, originally I called this story Trapped. It may go back to being called Trapped. We shall see. We'll speak again. Have a nice day.